Ladies and gentlemen, Pittsburgh guy here. This next video is, let me move this because I'm too clamped. Sorry, Obi. So this next video, Dean Martin roast reaction. When I was, what, 5, 6, 7 years old, I was born in the 70s. These VCR tapes were released. My parents had them. I watched them back then with them and I didn't laugh at all. I just didn't think they were funny. I watch them now as an adult. It's a whole different story. I mean, it's the same thing as Looney Tunes. I watch Looney Tunes now, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, all that stuff. Back then, I laughed at it. I loved it. Ate my cereal, put my pound of sugar in my cereal. But, back then it was like, it was fun. But now when you look at it, a Wile E. Coyote was using bombs to blow up Roadrunner. Bugs Bunny dressed in drag. Elmer Fudd would shoot Daffy in the face. It's pretty violent. But, this is a different perspective. This roast here is Don Rickles roasting Lucille Ball. I don't ever remember seeing this one, but let's see how it goes. No sound.
The Beast of Beverly Hills, Mr. Don Rickles.
There's Phyllis.
What a night! Who are we honoring? And I'm just delighted. I must say, pardon me, I'm just delighted because I always wanted to meet Henry Fonda. Henry Fonda. You and Jesse in the barn with Frank, the whole thing. With Jackie Cooper, you were so good, Henry. God bless you. Now it's time to quit.
I love him traveling across the dais.
Anyway, folks, I would like to say, pardon me.
Oh, drop the
This is
mic.
one of the greatest nights of my career. This wonderful packed night, really, to honor Lucille Ball, a great lady, a woman that I worked with on our television show, bless her heart, and she was the one that said to me, kid, come here.
Vivian Vance.
Jack Benny is over on the end. He didn't want to go for the table. Jack didn't want to take care of anybody. Bob Hope, as you all know, he's in the back, standing there with 3 soldiers and an American flag saying, find another war. I must be honest. I never liked Lucille Ball. I never did.
Insult comic.
No, we gotta be honest about it. All these guys come up, Lucy, Darling, Henry Fonda, Jesse, but you're my idol, Henry. Henry, are you up? No.
He loves Henry Fonda.
You are as beautiful as ever. My wife said to me last night, as we laid in bed, she said, is Lucy young? And I said, baby, young is not the point. It's what's in your heart, right, Lucy? Lucy? Put her in a home. Look at this. The husband went, yeah. Now. I kid. Gary, we've known each other many, many years. And you always said to me, be kind to Lucy. I say this for my heart. Shut up. I hate when a spade butts in. Now.
We'll talk about that later.
You say spade one more time and there'll be troops in front of your door tomorrow.
They can't do nothing because I tap dance. We laugh about people. Phyllis Diller, you're a dear friend. And I must tell you, God bless you. God has given you the way you look. Do not be ashamed of it. When you were born, you probably hit the wall. But don't be afraid. Ruth Buzzy.
Oh, no. Ruth is amazing. Dean just pinch her butt?
Funny part of it is I find her attractive.
No, you didn't. Oh, shit. You gotta do it now, Dawn. You started this. Dean's jealous. Lucy's so happy. Wow, man, that was such a great roast. Wow, that was so much fun. So I have to touch up on one part. Oh, shit, there's no headphone. When he called Nipsey Russell a spade. So today's roasts are different than the roast from the 70s and 80s. 70s and 80s, they actually, people like Don Rickles and Frank Gorshin and a few others would go deep dive into, racism and things like that. And, back then, they all, hugged each other and were happy and there were no problems. You could say what you said and it was fun, it was funny, people laughed at it. But today, man, you know, if somebody was doing a roast and called someone a spade that was black, probably wouldn't go very well. And it's funny because I did a Mr. T roast last week, and he had like one, two, three, maybe three children on the dais, and I've never seen that in today's roast. And I like today's roast. There's a couple of them: the Alec Baldwin, the William Shatner, the David Hasselhoff. There's another one that I liked. What was it? David. I don't remember. But they swear, they say the F word, and they say a few other things. But you don't have to swear to be funny. You don't have to be offended during roast like some are today, because the ones from the Dean Martin roast, these ones here, would not make it today. And it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it is what it is. It's just the way the world's changing, and we can't do much for it. The best thing we can do is what Morgan Freeman said when it comes to racism. He said, "Stop talking about it." But the roast itself was so much fun. Don Rickles really lit into Lucy. I loved when he got on Nipsey, and when he got on Nipsey, Nipsey fired right back, and they just like fed off each other. The chemistry with these guys were great. And one thing about the Dean Martin roast that you're going to notice compared to the new ones they do now with Comedy Central, James Franco, that's the other one I like. But when you do the roast from then to now and you compare them, the guys now are famous, B-listers and A-listers. These guys were like top of the crop. These were like the big boys. Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dom DeLuise. They even had Evel Knievel. These guys were the big boys and the big girls. There were some big names, Shelley Winters, to name a few. But this was such a great roast. I love Lucille Ball. I Love Lucy was part of my grandparents' um, their television viewing for, what was it, Friday or Saturday night, and I watched it with them. So those are memories that you don't forget. But it was such a great roast, and I love Don Rickles. He just passed away a couple years ago, but rest in peace. But um, I can't say enough about the quality and the banter between the superstars of that time period. They were so good. But the next one, I think we're going to do. So we did Mr. T. We just did Lucille Ball. I think the next one's Foster Brooks roasting Frank Sinatra, I believe. But I'll look that up later. It's on one of these three. I think it's this one. But until next time, Pittsburgh Guy out.